We will now learn how to create a standard patch. This will be the first of two standard patches we will create. We will copy the MegaView 1.0 standard user project and update it for our purposes here. We'll call this version MegaView 1.0.1 patch. Since we are just replacing a few files, this patch is essentially a small update, so we will need to change the package code. With a patch, you have to reference the latest setup and also an earlier setup, so we will add the new files to create the modified project, then rebuild it. Then we'll indicate that the latest setup is MegaView 1.0.1 patch release, and the earlier setup is MegaView 1.0 standard user release. The patch is then created from these two setups and represents the differences between the two versions. I will copy the MegaView 1.0 standard user project folder and rename it to be MegaView 1.0.1 patch. Now let's go into InstallShield and open the project. The first thing I'll do is go to the path variables view and update the paths. Okay, this will be MegaView 1.0.1 patch. And then one more folder, MegaView 1.0.1 patch. Very well, now we'll go to the support files view and check, see if we need to fix anything there. It looks like it found the link to the bitmap. Okay, let's check these files. No problems there. Let's go to the license agreement dialog and check that. Click on the layout. Click on the scrollable text field. That path looks okay. Pointing to the new location. So we're in business here. Now that we've copied our project and updated it, we're going to go to the general information view, summary information stream, click on the package code field, click the ellipsis and change it. Now we'll save it. Let's copy the files that are different here. This patch is going to have new Photo 1 files and new Photo 2 files. Same ones we've worked with before. We're just doing this as a patch rather than another type of upgrade. So we have 10 files here, 10 files here. Looks good. Now we need to go and add the files to the photo component. Here we have the first 10 files. Let's add the rest of them. I'll just add them all and overwrite the existing ones. Photo 2. Okay, now we have all 20 files. Let's go to the CD-ROM release, the releases view. And we will build We'll build the CD-ROM image release and validate it. Just to make sure that there's some problem I'm not aware of or I created. No errors or warning. Let's validate it. No errors or warning. Let's run the other validation suite. No validation errors or warnings there. So now we can build a custom CD-ROM release. That built successfully, so now we can go to the patch design view, not the upgrades view, the patch design view. First thing we do here is right click on patch design, click add new patch configuration, and I'm going to rename patch configuration 1 to be 1.0.1. Now we'll click on the latest. This is the latest setup that is being used for the patch. And what is the latest setup? Well, it's the installation project we just updated. So we're going to click on this ellipsis button and go to the installation, project assistant, custom CD-ROM, disk images, disk 1, setup exe. Now it's going to say that the patch creation requires that this setup be uncompressed. Would you like InstallShield to create an uncompressed version of the setup? So what it does is it runs the installation and extracts the MSI file. I could have just selected the CD-ROM release because it's the same thing. That would have been okay. But just for consistency's sake, I'm using the CD-ROM, the custom CD-ROM release. Seems a little clear to me, but you can do it however you want. I'll say yes. It's going to ask me where I want to put it. You have to indicate that. So I'm going to go to, let's see here, MegaView 1.0.1 patch, installation, MegaView, project assistant. Let's see, where am I going to put this? I'll just put it in the project assistant folder. How about that? I'll click OK. It runs the setup to extract the MSI file. Very well. The previous setup, I'll click on this, click on Prev1, and here we have to reference the previous setup that we are patching. Well, this is going to be the MegaView 1.0 standard user project, so let's go select that setup exe. MegaView 1.0 standard user, installation, MegaView, project assistant, custom CD-ROM, disk images, disk 1. and it wants an uncompressed version, so it'll grab the MSI file. We'll have to tell it to put it here in the Project Assistant folder like last time. Okay, now let's go back up to the 1.0.1 node, since we've already taken care of the latest and the previous nodes. On the Common tab, Patch Output Location, we have to select an output location folder for the patch. So let's just select, we'll just put it in the same Project Assistant folder. Let's see, MSI projects, 1.0.1 patch installation, MegaView Project Assistant. There we go. Now launcher settings. Here's where you specify the launcher settings for the update.exe bootstrapper. When you do a patch, you will get an executable that is update.exe, not setup.exe. It needs to have some information on how you want update.exe to be created, and I always create one. You can choose not to. We'll create an update.exe. We're going to not include the Windows Installer 2.0 engine. We'll select include Windows Installer 3.1 engine. We won't include the .NET framework right now. You can if you want. We want to also optimize patch for large files. Makes it a little bit faster. And now also we want to allow the patch to be uninstalled. And this is the tab that you build the patch on, this page. You build it here. You don't build it in the releases view, you build it here. But we have some more property sheets to check, so let's do that. The display name is going to be MegaView 1.0.1. This is the display name, I believe, in Add and Remove Programs. Yes, here it is. The support URL is going to be if I can type waypointstudios.net. Digital signature page. You can fill all the rest of this out if you want. Digital signature page, we're going to sign the update package. We're going to sign update.exe. I'll put in my web address. Now the software publishing credentials file, we want to browse to the PFX file. So I'll go to my code signing folder. Here it is. I'll grab the PFX file. Now I'll grab the key file, PVK. Now I'll enter the password. Now the sequence. We don't need to change anything here. On the Advanced tab, we don't need to do anything here. I just want to show you a new feature that is part of InstallShield 2011. And let's scroll down here. Here you can password protect the launcher for your patch. I've never had a need to, but perhaps you do. You can password protect a standard patch or a quick patch project with InstallShield 2011. And if you do this, the user will have to enter a case-sensitive password in order to install the patch. Just so you know that. Now we're back on the Common tab, and the only thing left to do is to build the patch. Then we'll look in the folder and I'll show you where it stuck it. It stuck it where we told it to. But there's 0 errors or warnings. Let's get to the proper folder here. Okay, here's the installation. MegaView 1.0.1. Here's the cache file, latest. Here's a project assistant. Now here's the latest. This is the MSI file. It extracted from the custom CD-ROM release for this project we're in, the one that's the latest updated project. This Prev1 is the folder that contains the MegaView MSI file that was extracted from the MegaView 1.0 standard user project. So with the patch, you indicate the earlier file, which is the one you're patching, and the latest file, the one with the updated files, and it builds the patch as the difference between the two releases. And so where is our patch? Well, it's right here, 1.0.1. This is an interim folder. But a patch, here's update.exe. Here is what we would run to apply our patch. What I'm going to do is boot up a virtual machine and we'll install and test it there. Alright, we have Vista booted up. I've logged in as a standard user. I'm going to first run the MegaView 1.0 standard user project. We seem to not be autoplaying. Let's see here. Here we go. So again, this is a MegaView 1.0 standard user project. I'll dismiss the UAC prompt. Now we can't just install the standard patch like on the other upgrade tests, major upgrade, minor upgrade, small update. We can't install the upgrade as a standalone installation. A patch cannot stand on its own. You have to have an earlier version present to have something to patch to. So remember that. Okay, here we are, MegaView. If we go to Help About, it should say version 1.0, and it does. Here we have all 5 features. We're only going to install the View Photo feature because that's the one with the files that are being updated. Okay, so we have our original 10 files. Pretty building, huh? This is between Tacoma and Seattle. It's the Weyerhaeuser World Headquarters. You know, the lumber people? It's very beautiful. I've walked around that facility many times. They have a walking trail and a rhododendron collection, the biggest in the world, and they allow people to walk around. Very nice area. Okay, so we have installed the MegaView 1.0 standard user. We've tested it out. Now we're going to apply the patch. I have copied the patch to our test folder on the hard drive, so I'm just going to run that now. Now here it says Let me cancel it. Okay, now watch this. This says 1.0.1.msp. Patches have a .msp file extension. I just wanted to show you that it was the 1.0.1 patch. Alright, welcome to the patch for MegaView. MegaView patch. The InstallShield wizard will install the patch. So we click Update, and it does its business after we enter the administrator credential. So what's going to happen here? Well, the patch is going to show version 1.0, although we didn't change the version number here in the help about, so it's still going to say 1.0. But I'll go down to View Photo. Now, when I run the View Photo feature, I should have the, instead of 10 files, I should have the 20 files. And here I do. I have 5 building, 5 field, 5 forest, 5 Nisqually. Now, let's go to Programs and Features, and I'll show you something cool about patches. Over here, you click, see here we have the MegaView 1.0 standard user project right here. Now look at the publisher. I didn't change the publisher, so that's pretty goofy. Make sure you do that on your own project. Don't want to have the name of the JPEG as the publisher. So here's the MegaView main installation. Now let's go to View Installed Updates. And here is our MegaView 1.0.1 patch. Let's have some fun, and this taking a while to update. It has to list these hot fixes for Windows. Okay, I'll click on the MegaView 1.0.1 patch and I'll click Uninstall. You want to uninstall this update? Yeah, sure I do. Okay, the patch is gone. Let's go back to the Programs and Features. MegaView is still there. Now let's run MegaView. And we should only have the original files that the MegaView 1.0 standard user project had, the original photo files. So there should be 10 files here. And there is, the 5 building and 5 Nisqually files. You can install and uninstall patches. Now back in the IDE, there's one more thing I want to show you. We're back here in the patch design view, and here on the common tab I'm going to unselect create update.exe. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to rebuild the patch. Okay, we'll look at the patch folder. Here's our patch. If you don't select update.exe, you will end up with a .msp file. If you run this, the patch will still be installed. There's no differences. I just wanted to show you what happens if you choose not to use update.exe. But remember, update.exe is a bootstrapper. So that wraps up the creation of a standard patch example 1.